and welcome to Lexi's Healthy Dynamic Life. I'm Lexi and this is
Ray,
aka the Vegan Nurse Ray, and this is the big question: should I get weight loss surgery? When I was 70 pounds overweight, I never really considered a weight loss surgery, but someone very dear to me did, and so we're going to talk about some of the options, the pros and cons, and possible alternatives, and then we'll get an awesome nurse's perspective on what might be the healthiest choice if you want to release excess weight and keep it off. So, hand it off to you, Ray.
so basically, I guess we could start with the cons. All surgeries do pose risks, whether it's a permanent procedure or not. It can work, like that has been proven. Sometimes it can work, but I think that the cost or the risk outweighs the benefit. You can achieve your means through just a low-fat, whole food diet, plant-based, just as easily. In fact, much easier.
So what are those risks? What are the costs to be taken into consideration?
Well, cost is definitely one of them.
Oh, like literally financial costs.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Definitely
Okay.
expensive, especially if you don't have good insurance, and probably even if you do have good insurance, it's probably really expensive. Basically, a lot of people, I'm sure in the raw vegan world, know about B12 supplementing. If you get some of your stomach removed and it can no longer absorb B12, you can eat a B12 cake made of nothing but B12, and you're not going to absorb any of it. So you actually, this is somebody who's had bariatric surgery, then has to go get shots once a month, because it's the only way they're going to get B12, which, as we all know, is needed.
Okay, so if someone were to get a bariatric surgery, they will take into account the financial cost and also the financial and time commitment to receive B12 shots for the rest of their life.
Yeah, and it's not just B12, specifically with like the gastric banding, or the Roux-en-Y, I think it's called. Your gastric residual area is much smaller, so you actually need to supplement quite a few things, not just B12. And of course, you have less room to work with, so it's a heavily modified diet anyways.
Wow. So it sounds like a lot of modifications and accommodations need to be made. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I talk about how we don't even need supplementations when we choose raw whole plant foods, because everything is there and easily digested and absorbed. And if you're new, welcome. Happy that you're watching. So thank you for sharing all that. I know another popular consideration or choice is liposuction. Do you know about that?
I don't know much about that. I don't think that's commonly practiced anymore.
Okay, so it might not be popular anymore. I know someone close to me that chose to go that route, and they had a difficult time keeping the weight off. Even after the procedure, they got close to 300 pounds again and really struggled to release excess weight again. And that procedure, I think, is just like it sounds. They suck the fat out of the area. So anyway, if that's not practiced very much anymore, we don't need to go into that in too much detail. So Ray talked about some different risks and costs, literally costs associated. From my personal point of view, I think that if there were any other option than surgery, I would try that first, because the very nature of surgery is very invasive, right? You literally get cut open and manipulated of your organs. That can be really traumatizing, especially to our body, to our psychology. And as someone that practices yoga and understands the mind-body connection and really talks about that a lot, trauma can be stored in those cells for a long time if we don't work to clear that out. So even after the surgery, the body could be continuing to experience some trauma.
Especially, you're kind of touching your belly right there, your core. How important is that in yoga? And that's what they have to slice right through,
Yeah, so if you're considering choosing a weight loss surgery, maybe there are some other options that we could consider before making the big financial investment, before choosing to have the body cut open. And so I think Ray's going to talk a little bit about that. What are some other options that people could consider that might be less expensive and less risky from a nurse's point of view?
Whole food plant-based.
Okay, whole food plant-based. And I would go a step further and recommend that whole plant foods, when raw, are really optimum for keeping all the nutrition, the water content, the fiber intact, and really provide that, I'm obsessed with the word like optimal and optimum, like that super duper energy that we get to feel alive and vibrant, but also that energy goes to releasing excess weight naturally. So if that seems like really extreme or dramatic, I totally understand. I thought it sounded cuckoo woo-woo when I first heard about it. So I went into my journey with the intention of doing fruit till noon, raw till 4. And I accidentally went fully raw overnight because I felt so good. I felt 10 pounds lighter the first day, even though the scale hadn't budged yet. So before choosing surgery, try incorporating more fruits and vegetables into your diet, as much raw fruit and veggies as possible. Cooked veggies is okay too, definitely, and just see how you feel, see if the weight starts to release, and I think it just might. Just make sure you eat enough. That's the biggest difficulty that people face when wanting to release excess weight, is eating enough. So anything else you'd like to add, Ray, on this topic?
I think you got it.
I think you got it. I think you got it. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. I'm really grateful for you sharing your time. I'm grateful, Ray, for you joining today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to learn more, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and please leave a comment. Let me know what else you would like to see so I can create more content for you. If you would like to start your journey of releasing excess weight the natural way, healthily, easily, and enjoyably, click the link in the description to take my free masterclass on how to do that. It's super fun, and it's my pleasure to help you. So with that, thank you again, and have a happy, healthy, and dynamic day. Bye.